are so glad that you are, and you have picked a perfect day for Dance Bmore Live with the Forever Fit and Fun Club. Hey. We have got some of our regulars here, and we also have some wonderful special guests. So we're gonna let our folks introduce themselves, starting with my friend here with a little stretch. Here we go.
My name is Faith.
Nice. Faith. Yes, try that. Today I'm gonna be CJ. Try CJ.
Barbara.
Barbara.
And not to ignore the other side.
Valerie.
Valerie. Maxine.
Maxine.
Lord.
All right. And that is us. We've got on keys Mr. Winston Phillip and our very special guest, Mr. Carl Grubbs, on saxophone. Let's give it up. And this is his wife, Barbara, who is in the mix and handling so many things behind the scenes. And we have her right out in front today, okay? We want to thank you for watching us. We're going to jam. This is one of our final jams of the year, and we hope that you will join us. Make sure that you check in with your doctor, though. If exercise is not something that you should be doing, just watch and enjoy and smile and laugh along with the Forever Fit and Fun Club. And when you get back on your feet and when you get back to where you can, join in and do these exercises. Program managers at senior centers, we hope that you use this and encourage your folks as you go. We want to let you know a little bit more about our special guest before we jump right into some more exercise and music and jamming. And Miss Lauren is going to read a little something as we hear a selection from him.
A jazz saxophonist with a distinguished career as a performer, composer, music educator, and recording artist, Carl Grubbs has toured with his ensemble in major cities worldwide. Early in his career, he received extensive training from one of the music world's greatest legends in jazz, John Coltrane. Mr. Grubbs is a co-founder and artistic director of Contemporary Arts, Inc., a nonprofit organization that provides programs in music and dance education for youth ages 4 to 17, jazz concerts at senior centers, and concerts for general audiences. Mr. Grubbs has received the Maryland State Arts Council Traditions Award, Mary Sawyer's Baker Award, Ruby Project Grant, and his organization, Contemporary Arts, Inc., has won the 2009 Maryland State Arts Council Traditions Projects Grant and the 2010 Chamber Music America Award.
All right. Fantastic work in music and in the community. And because we have such a jazz legend with us, we're going to do a special jazz hand edition of our jam today. So let's go ahead and warm up those jazz hands. Can we touch some fingers? And then maybe the middle. And then the ring. And then the pinky. Let's try that again. So we got the index, the middle, and the ring, and then the pinky. And then I want you to mush like you're mushing up some dough. Yes. Like you're getting ready to make something real good for the holidays. We're going to get up in that dough really good. Let the wrists and the arms get in there. What you making, Mr. Floyd?
Tell you not a cup. Mashed potatoes.
All right, now we're going to roll out the wrist a little bit for us. All right, so now you're going to go small and open up wide. And then small and then curl up the body a little bit. And open up wide. And then small and curl small. And wide. That's wonderful. Last time. And wide. All right, I think we're ready for our jazz hands. We got one to the side, That was fantastic. All right, so we're gonna do a little hand job, and this is a song. I'm gonna teach it to you real quick. How's it go?
Give yourself a high five.
Let me see you hand job. Here we go. Give yourself a high five. Let me see you hand job. She goes. See if you can try it. Give yourself a high five. Let me see you hand job. Okay. Ooh, that was wait. Keep going.
Give yourself.
I can't even get it. Wait. We gotta slow down. Mr. Floyd, do an easy one. You ready? Here we go. And give yourself a hand job. Let me see your hand job. Okay. Let's get it. Yeah. Give yourself a high five. Let me see you hand job. Yeah. Get it, Maxine. Hey. Give yourself a high five. Let me see you hand job. Hey. Get it. Give yourself a high five. Let me see you hand job. Give yourself a high five. Everybody hand job. Okay. Hey, yeah. Keep it packed. Keep hand jobbing. Hand job. Pat. Hey, pat. Slap, pat. Yeah. Anything you wanna do. Yes, I like it. You got it. Get that circulation going. And we gonna bop. Everybody get it? Yeah. All right. So that's a new game. We still working at the kinks.
I feel like y'all have been practicing that one in the mirror. I feel like
I want to join the sorority.
So we hope that you had your own little hand job move up in there, and hopefully we gave you some ideas. So you can play that one around the dinner table. All right, so I'm breaking a little sweat up here. Miss Faith, can you do a little cool down, little breathing for us? Yes.
So we're gonna take a big breath in through the nose and let it out through the mouth. And one more time, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And now we're gonna reach up as high as we can, and we're gonna grab the clouds. Now choose your favorite one and bring it back in real nice and tight. And now we're gonna share it with our friends, side to side. Have some clouds. Have some clouds. Okay, now we're going to reach as far down to the floor as we can. Feel the grass. And bring it up the body. And back up to the sky. And now it's going to start to rain, so feel it all come down onto your face, onto your arms, wherever you feel it. Yes. And now let that go down, all the way down to the floor.
Like little tickles.
Yeah, still raining.
What if you can't get to the floor?
Get as far down as you can.
Wherever. We're going to insert the word toward the floor.
Yes, don't hurt yourself. And come back in. Bring it to our heart. And push it back out.
That's a good one. Put that back of the belly button towards the back of the chair.
Now bring it to your heart.
Inhale.
And back up to the sky. And let it float down.
Ooh, I like that. Look to your right and your left. Breathing. Now, if you're home alone, that's all good. We're glad you turn side to side or smile, let them know you see them. Or the two eye blink.
Yeah.
Now I want you to imagine that you have a pencil on the end of your nose and you're drawing a circle gently. And now we're going to take that pencil and draw a circle on the other direction. Good. Now we're going to take our neck and look forward like we're squinting. And then we're going to pull it back like, what you say? And then we're going to try and see again. Push that forward a little bit. And then that look back again. Oh boy. And then we're going to put our ear to the side like we're listening in on something we ain't got no business paying attention to. Now we're going to try to listen in on the other side. And then we're going to come back to the center. And then we're going to be a little sassy and do a little circle around. Like, well, another thing that I thought was this, that, and the other. And so that's why I told them, blah, 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 blah. And now we're going to try to go around the other way with that circle. Well, what I heard was this, that, and the other thing. And then your good friend's going to come in and go, no, you really shouldn't talk about folks like that. And you're going to go, yes, you are right. I'm going to take the high road. And then we're going to inhale up. And then give a long ah on the way down. Ah. And inhale up. And give a long E. And one more up. And and hands to heart. Give yourself a big hug and a little turn to nice job, everybody. Beautiful. Really good stretch. I feel great. All right. Well, it is time. How you feeling, Barbara?
I'm all stretched out.
And,
All stretched out.
and you didn't even know you was gonna be doing all this
Now,
movement.
it brings back memories. I took yoga for a couple of years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you enjoy that?
I did, but I got busy,
Yes.
Couldn't go this time, couldn't go that time, because I had an
Right.
appointment, meeting, whatever, so.
And actually that brings up sort of one of the reasons why we started doing these videos is sometimes you can't get out the house to go somewhere because of the time it takes to get there, then the time to get back, and then getting on clothes that you want to look
Right.
okay in front of other people. But with something like this, you can just turn on your computer or open up your phone and just do it at home in your PJs
Yes.
and get that good breathing, get that good stretch that we all need.
And you don't have to feel guilty.
You don't. Yes.
I feel guilty that you missed it today.
Yes, absolutely. You can make it on your own time.
Right.
Well, we are so grateful that the two of you are taking the time to be with us and wanted to give you an opportunity to share with our viewers and with folks out there who might be watching, who probably have heard of Carl Grubbs and his music and the school and the camps and the things that you do, to know a little more sort of how things came about for y'all and what keeps you going. So what keeps you going? Doing the work that you do, and if you want to talk a little bit more about sort of the details of that work.
Well, we have a camp for children, and we've developed partnerships. We're a small nonprofit, so one of the ways that you can exist is to develop partnerships. That's very important to the growth of any organization, really. And also partnerships with people who have the same values that you have, who have the same interest. And so the thing is to find people who are looking to do the same things you're doing and partner with them. And so we have a partnership with Loyola University of Maryland. We have a partnership with the Department of Aging of Baltimore County. We have a partnership with the Enoch Pratt Library. We have a partnership with the Baltimore County Public Libraries. And we've done some things with Greater Baltimore Cultural Alliance. Only because we realize, you know, we don't have a venue. I have a home office, and so we've taken our little money and put it together with other people's little money. And I'm the primary fundraiser. So we have a lot of support from family and friends who've been donating to us for the past 23 years of our existence. So I guess one of the things I can say to anyone who really wants to do something is to find people who have kindred spirits, who are interested in the same things you're interested in, and also people who are open to new ideas, you know. That's one of the things I like about the fact that since 2009, since Carl won the Baker Artist Award, for the past 10 years we presented all of them, and the performing artists who won the award. And so in January 26th of 2019, we'll do our 10th performance of the winning Baker artist. What I like about it is the diversity of the artists. You know, some of them are classical artists, some of them are spoken word, they're dancers like yourself. And so I learned a lot from just meeting you and all the other artists who are not jazz musicians. You know, I know a lot of jazz musicians, which is all what we primarily do.
Yeah.
But one of the things that we're really delighted with is our program for young people, because we want to pass it on. And so we own our own instruments, and children have the opportunity to learn to play an instrument of their choice. Our rate of return each year is high, so that we don't do a lot of advertising anymore. We take 50 kids, we have taken 60. And they learn instrumental music, vocal music, dance, and we have a chess instructor. And each year they take a field trip that is arts related. We try to bring families into this so that when we take the field trips and when we have the closing performance, we provide an opportunity for families to have a shared experience.
Oh, wonderful.
So that they may not know about the Motor House, or they may not know about the Baltimore Museum of Art, but they've been there with their kids.
Okay.
You know, so we're trying to do a lot. You know, we're trying to expose the community, let them know the venues that are available that they can go to see different kinds of artists perform, and try to encourage them to encourage the fantastic artists that we have in our community, because there are quite a few that are just extremely talented.
Yeah.
And that's our purpose, is to get people to know them, to see them, to come out and pay for a ticket, you know, regardless of whether it's dance or classical, whatever it is, but support live entertainment in Baltimore City, and live performing artists as well as visual. Okay. Because in our camp sometimes we have the kids do collages, and therefore we will hire visual artists to come in and work with them.
Wonderful.
So we hire a lot of people.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And that is a good contribution for us, because we have an opportunity to provide employment for many artists.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that. I love this idea of not taking it all on yourself and creating a village to be able to help and sort of expand the growth and the exposure for young people, as well as exposure for yourself to other art forms. Right. And that this lifelong learning and exploring is wonderful. How do people follow you or find you online?
We have a website. It's contemporaryartsinc.org. Okay. And we have a Facebook page. Many of our activities are advertised on other websites. We have the partnerships. Yeah. They advertise our jazz concerts. Wonderful. So we have jazz artists that go into libraries, and they're not performing on stage, they're performing on the floor while people are working on the computers, working on their homework. And that's the kind of activity that librarians have chosen to have at their sites.
I love it.
I do too.
I love it. How inspirational when you're there trying to finish a paper.
Right.
Or something that probably could be a drudgery, really, to have this live music playing in the background and just sort of get your creative juices going with the creativity.
And one of the things that helps out with that is that I ask the artists for feedback. Yeah. So that when they go to the library, it's hard to go, and they don't say, well, no one sat in the chairs. But someone did come up at the end and say, as I was working on my paper, as I was working on the computer, I did enjoy hearing the music in the background. So I don't think the libraries had the intent that people would just sit there. Yeah. but it's just another addition to that ambiance that they're trying to give. You know, that the library is not a stiff place; it's a place of learning, not just books and reading. It's a place about art too, as well.
And being able to stimulate the creative mind.
So when we have programs at the library, whether they're doing, African American history or American Jazz Month, then I try to get them to do displays that coordinate, with what we're doing, the music.
Fantastic.
And then the artists have a chance to interact with the people who are in the library, And people do ask questions. How did you start? How did you learn to play that horn? So it's a lot of interaction going on, just informally.
Yes.
Where people can actually meet artists.
And I like that you say informal, because that also rings to me about accessible. That you're just here at the library, I'm here at the library, and it doesn't feel like you're so far off or up on a stage I can't talk to you.
And it's free.
Yeah, it's free. Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much for
Yes.
sharing all of that. So I want to see if Mr. Carl Groves would like to share any thoughts or final words before we close out today.
Well, one of the things I think learning how to play an instrument really enhances oneself, because in order to play an instrument, you got to spend time with yourself. You got to spend time practicing the instrument. You got to spend time learning how to play the instrument. Then you got to learn how to play the instrument with other people. And I think that, that really goes along with people actually getting along together. Because if you got to play some music with someone, it has to be right. It can't be just any old thing, So I think that's one of the things that kids need today is that organization of being able to get together and play together, learn together.
I love it. Building that sense of community. Yes. And that sense of camaraderie and conversation. I was looking at a study once that talked about how the language parts of the brain light up when musicians banter back and forth. It's almost like talking to another person,
Well, it is, especially when you're playing jazz and you're improvising and you really get that improvisation going. It takes it to really another place, and you can tell when the audience starts saying yeah, they're not just saying yeah because they want to. They're saying yeah because it's drawing it out of them to say that, and that's what's happening when that goes on. So.
Yes. Yeah. How about that? Awesome. Well, it is wonderful.
One of the things, in addition to what he was saying, we have children from many communities in Baltimore, and sometimes when they're from different communities, they may not want to get along. And I guess having taught school, I understand that people don't understand people from various communities, and so when we bring them together and they meet. And then they call each other on the telephone when we're over. So they develop lifelong, friendships.
Yeah.
Maybe someone from Waverly might have a friend in Baltimore County because we have kids from Baltimore County and other subdivisions. So we bring them together, and then they're not strange people. They're not, you live over here and I live over there and we're different. We're the same, and they learn to work together as an ensemble. What the importance of working together as a musical ensemble or any kind of, activity that you have to do together. So I like the fact that young people get to know each other.
Yeah, that is very
from various parts of the city. And therefore, once they meet someone else from another part of the city, they don't have to feel like, they need to be, cantankerous or unruly because they don't know the person. And that's the problem throughout our community. We don't know each other. And so we have that underlying mistrust.
Right.
So they can get rid of some of that.
Yeah, that's powerful. Getting rid of sort of that fear of the unknown.
Yes.
And then letting the program be the introduction to this other person, and that they are so similar to you.
Right.
And that we humanize each other and see each other for who we really are.
Right, and that's part of what the arts do.
Yeah.
I mean, much of what the arts do. You bring people together who have not, varying backgrounds and varying communities, but yet there's that one thing that brings you together. And so when you leave that, you can go to something else and not have much fear about unknown.
Yeah.
Because you've experienced that before.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much. And I don't know if you heard in the background, but we've got some holiday music that has been happening. And actually, one thing I thought would be fun to do is like a little holiday sing-along. Okay. Yeah. Now, I'm not even going to look at the keyboard player because I know he's giving me the side eye because I didn't tell him. But perhaps if he started something, we might be able to guess. And Lauren's got some fun things over here. So we want to wish you a happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas. We want to wish everybody who is celebrating something light and love and joy with your family and friends, the folks that you hold dear. And Valerie knows every song in the book, so I'm going to let her help us out.
Santa Claus is coming. He's sitting with us today. He's always always. He knows when to say that. So be a boy, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not cry. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming.
All right. Maxine is always down for a dance party at the end. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We hope that you have a wonderful holiday season. Thank you so much for joining us for this entire year. We've got about 10 or 11 videos. And so, again, if you have a senior center or a parent or family member, you can go ahead and go through a couple of videos a week and have this be your activity engagement to stretch and to dance and to sing along and be healthy, fit, and fun. Lauren's got a couple things for you to remind us of. Subscribe to Dance Bmore TV, and you can go ahead and watch our videos. And we'll be adding some new and different videos that you can see of our family jam as well as some of our other projects. Also, get some good music. Celebrate Your Life is on iTunes. You can listen to it on our YouTube channel as well. And we're going to close out with our mantra. You know every song, Valerie. I want to thank Mr. Winston Phillips. I want to thank Mr. Paul Groves and Barbara Groves for being our guests. I want to show you the little hand moves. And then we're going to go here and over. And then we're going to go here. And then we're going to go here. And then we're going to go here. And all right. I think we're ready. We're going to do a celebration line to close us out. So repeat after me. This is a creative space.
This is a creative space.
A shade-free space.
A shade-free space.
'Cause shade blocks my light.
A shade blocks my light.
And my light shines bright.
And my light shines bright.
I will not hinder my light.
I will not hinder my light.
And I celebrate your light.
And I celebrate your light.
The light within you shines.
The light within you shines.
Brightens our hearts and our minds.
Brightens our hearts and our minds.
All right, last one of the year. Let's do it.
This is a creative space.